We got a fan for you, Joy. You want to holler for her again, Kirk? Everybody, please welcome my next, well, one of them got a good sense. The other one, I don't know. Please welcome Kirk and Tammy Franklin. Yes! I'll stand up first. Very good. Very good. Very good.
That's right. That's right.
Sit down, Kirk.
See, I understand why I'm here. I understand why I'm here.
Why are you here?
You didn't really want me.
You already know who I love.
You brought me here because of her.
Yeah. Well, I wanted you, but
That's
you
cool,
know,
CeCe.
you look so much better with her
CeCe.
sitting next to you.
I don't do you like that. I don't say when I need CeCe, I gotta have BB. I don't do that. You know, I don't do that.
I don't know if you do. Most people do, though. CeCe, where's BB?
I know.
How you doing?
I'm doing good. How you doing?
You guys good? I'm good. Now, how long you guys been? You all right?
I'm good.
Should I keep? I'm praying for you.
I'm good. I'm used to it. Okay.
How long have you been married to this young man?
Wow, 13 incredible
13
years.
years!
You guys have how many children now?
We have 4
You
children.
have 4 children.
Four.
Four. And what are their ages?
Oh, come on, CeCe, don't
Come
do
on,
that.
come on, no, come on,
CeCe,
Dad.
come on, man.
Dad.
I'm trying to, because then that tell our age, you know?
Well, that's okay. You look good. That's all right. That's a testimony.
Okay. Well, in May, they will be 21, 20, 12, and 8.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Oh, my God. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
No, we have to explain the family dynamic, because a lot of people, when they hear we've been married 13 years and they hear we have older children, they're like, okay, explain.
They just
well,
say sin.
No, we're not worried about that. But if you want to explain it, you
But,
can.
I mean, for some people, I think it's important. But
Well, explain it.
when we married, we both had children from high school relationships.
She was fast.
And so,
And what were you? No, don't talk about what were you.
Somebody took advantage of me.
Oh, she was fast, but somebody took advantage of you. Yeah, right.
You know what?
Keep talking, Tammy.
yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Go on, boom.
Let her
The
finish.
girl always is the one to get the
Yeah,
bad
the girl
rep.
always the one. Very good.
But I had a daughter my freshman year in college, and
Okay.
then he had a son, and then God brought us all together, and I guess
telling it
And
right.
now you
You're not telling the whole thing.
What?
When I had a child, I didn't know her.
Okay.
And she didn't even know me when she had her child. And my son's name is Carry-On. Her daughter's name is Carrington. And we didn't even know each other.
Didn't even know each other.
And their birthdays are 1 week apart in May.
Amazing.
And they are a year apart.
Yeah. So,
Really?
yeah, man.
Amazing story.
I think that's such a great story, and I think it's a great story to share. Because I know, Kirk, you've been a youth pastor now for a while, right?
Yeah, for about 4 years.
And a lot of
in
young
Los
people
Angeles.
feel like when they mess up, it's over.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I stand before young girls and say my story's not much different from yours. Not much different at all. And so, the only difference is, I'm, married to a person that's got, a well-known last name, but, I'm not much different at all. And you two can overcome and find self-worth and not sacrifice. This guy.
You can find self-worth, because a lot of times the enemy will talk to them and feel like, we're talking about the youth conference. Kirk, you came to my youth conference
Yeah,
a few
man.
years back.
It was incredible.
And it was incredible.
Incredible.
And this year we're having young men.
Oh.
It was always sisters before, but this year it's always sisters forever brothers.
So,
and I'm just so excited about
You're
seeing
not
young
inviting
people.
me? You're not inviting me?
Well, I'll probably try to get you.
Okay.
You're very famous. He's very big. Maybe I'll just get Tammy. I don't know.
I would
Your
love
last
to
name
come.
is Winans. but you do a great job with those girls.
But it's so exciting to see, because the enemy will just steal them.
Yeah.
Not because they don't understand their worth.
Yeah.
I think that's the major thing in all the youth that we're dealing with. The enemy is stealing them of their worth, and they don't understand how valuable they are because they've made mistakes.
And it's so important for people to know that your kids and my kids are not immune from that.
That's
that
Talk
I don't care
about
if you
that.
are a
That's
pastor, a bishop, an elder, a deacon.
I think they're probably more of a
Yeah,
target.
exactly. Or you just plain old Rev, I mean, you don't meet a lot of Revs no more, but
But
like,
it doesn't matter. matters.
Like I was talking to my 11-year-old daughter, and she was honest about the fact that she had been texting some little boy, and she was, and the whole time it was just a friend, and then she got in trouble, and I took her phone away, and I asked her, and because I'm nosy, you know, I'm nosy, I'm nosy because I paid a bill on the phone.
I know that's right.
And since I paid,
yes. Be nosy. That's
since
good.
I paid the bill on the phone, I'm nosy. You know,
That's right.
you know, I wants to know what's going on.
That's good.
And so I was looking, and I noticed Chris. And I'm like, who is Chris? Because you know she's 11. And so as we talked, and she was honest, she said that she really does like Chris, but she was scared that I wouldn't accept it. And I said, well, I see you texting Chris more than Chris is texting you.
Very good.
And I said, I need you to understand that as a lady, you don't chase no boy.
Come on.
You know, and I don't want to, and those are not things that you wait until they're 16 and 15 and 17 to talk about. You talk about every issue when you realize that they're coming into the age of enlightenment on that issue.
That's good.
You know,
That's
like
good.
but when you see that your child is now being curious about a particular issue, you just don't go, oh, you too young, leave it alone.
No,
because that's what somebody did to me and other kids in the hood. But as soon as we start asking questions, parents, you got to be available to give a godly answer.
You can't be afraid.
Not at all. I mean, I feel like even sooner than that, start planting seeds when they're toddlers and, you know, age appropriately.
I'm with you.
Start
Because the
talking
devil
about things.
he doesn't wait till they get a certain age before he start bothering them. So I don't think it's ever too early to start training and watching and being careful. Like you said, being all in their business.
I mean, I tell my 8-year-old son all the time, you know, you're going to have a family someday. And, you know, he looks at me like, what?
Good, but you're planting
But I
that
mean,
seed.
I'm planting that
Of
seed.
being a husband and a good father.
You're going to be a leader. And I'm, you know, we are constantly saying that even at 8. And he's been hearing it, you know, even before 8 years old.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Well, Kirk, I mean, of course, all the hit records and all the awards and, you know, you're an actor, you're a producer. I mean, is there anything you don't do?
I said vacuum cleaner.
Vacuum cleaners. but we were talking about this earlier. What is your most important role?
What's my most important role is I think that the role that has more eternal value is, of course, that role at home because there's no award for that. You know what I mean? There's no Grammy for daddy. You know what I'm saying? I mean, there's no SoundScan chart for daddy. These are the things that you do. Mom and daddy, you do it without the cameras there. You do it without the applause. And it just, I personally think it really shows your true character. I think that teachers and parents, they're the heroes.
That's good.
That teachers and parents, you know, and if you don't mind me saying this, and just let me know, tell me when to shut up, because you know I keep talking. You just tell me to hush. Is that I think that every young couple that wants to have a family, even the Bible talks about that no general goes into a battle without counting the amount of soldiers that he's going into battle against.
Okay.
And I think that young couples, they get in love and, you know, they want to have families and they want to have kids, but they need to sit down and really make a decision. Are we ready to make a commitment to being parents? Because little cute Trey and Shaquiqui, when they're cute and little, they're going to grow up.
Yep, that's right.
And if you don't nurture those relationships, they're going to drive you crazy.
That's right.
And I think that a lot of people want to parent little cute babies, but they don't want to
understand the job.
They don't want to parent future adults. You're not parenting cute little babies. You're parenting future adults.
That's right. That's
and you have to approach it like I am raising not a man. So, you know, like you know, some stuff I don't know how you were raised, but I was raised in a low-income community, and I remember when we would act bad, and you know, parents would be like, "Oh, look at him, he's just so bad." See, sit your little bad self down. You're just so bad, and from a little child, you hear you're so bad, and then they grow up and they slap you upside your head and sneaking and lying and trying to fight you because you've been speaking it.
Over him. That's good.
You were speaking it as a baby. He was hearing it as a man.
Ooh.
That's so good.
That was nice.
That was good. That was good. God had to help you on that one. God had to help you on that one.
That was
You can't even, I was about to say, you can't even take the glory for that. You can't,
What is that
you
face?
can't
What is
take
that face?
no glory for that. That's a mess.
That's the whole.
What is that
That's
face?
flesh. No, that's flesh right there.
That's that face.
No, but that's good. You spoke it as a boy, but he heard it as a man.
He heard it as a man.
Wow.
Yeah.
I think I was talking to them about this, and they were saying how a lot of people don't understand that people get stuck. You know, kids get stuck.
That's good.
You know, if they're not nurtured, like
That's
you
good.
said, and brought out of it,
That's
they're
good.
stuck. They're still that little boy who was hurt,
Yeah.
or that little girl who was raped, or that
Yeah.
little girl who was
Yes.
misunderstood or left
Yes.
alone. You get stuck, even though you get older.
Yes.
So when you look at somebody that's 45 and they're acting like they're 12, well, they're stuck.
Yes.
They
That's
got
good.
stuck.
That's
Yeah.
good.
But the power
That's
of
good.
God is just amazing.
Amen.
He'll fix all of that.
Amen. Amen.
But we have to correct
Amen.
what we're doing wrong. We just can't say, well, it's okay, you know,
Yeah.
that's just my child. But no, that's God's child.
Tammy called me yesterday, and you know, sometimes as men, you know, sometimes we can, you know, we sometimes, she said something once that made me really go, wow. She said that even as a married woman and otherwise feel the same way, that sometimes we can end up still feeling like single parents.
Yes, yeah.
Because the day-to-day process is still so much on us that you still end up feeling like a single parent. And when she said that, you know, instead of me, you know, because sometimes men, we go to, well, I can bring home I bring home the bacon and all that.
and
But the bottom line is Tammy didn't lay down and had that baby by herself.
That's good. That's good.
She called me yesterday. She called me yesterday because Keziah had gotten into a little trouble at school, and she called me. She said, "Where you at?" And I was working out. I was like, "What's going on?" She said, "I need for you to come home now. You need to come home now because he got in trouble at school." And I told him when he gets home that his daddy gonna get him. And I think that it's very important for her to be able to feel like that she can do that.
She can call you.
At any time she can do that, you know. And
good.
I came home and I wore his. Oh, that.
Yeah, stop. I'm going to tell you to stop right there. Get quick.
But I think that it's.
That was a good place to get quick in there.
But you know, it's just. You know,
Yeah,
it's
that's
just
good.
it's important for her to know that I got her back.
Yeah, let's talk about that a little bit. You've been married for 13 years.
Yeah.
You look perfect. You look peaceful. You look beautiful.
Perfect.
Ah!
She's fine.
Yes, she is. She's beautiful.
She's fine.
Tell me, what have you learned? What have you learned over the 13 years to make it? Pastor Kirk, behave yourself. Behave yourself. I'm gonna talk to Sister Tammy right here. Yes. What have you learned? Give me one of the top 3 lessons of making a marriage work and being successful.
Number
at
one,
marriage. Number one
is he is my best friend.
Good. I like that.
He is my best friend. And I believe that a lot of times people are married, but they're not friends. And just think about it, when you and your friend are at odds with each other, you miss them. It's like, well, you know, I can't wait for us to, you know, get over all of this. And that's how I feel. I mean, you know, 13 years, but we still, you know, have our little spats.
Of course.
You know, but and one of the great things that I learned as well, as which my mother told me, is you have to ask yourself, is this a deal breaker? And most things are not, but we jump to deal breaker response.
Oh, that's
You know,
good.
and start using the D word, divorce.
Oh,
I'm saying
right.
divorce. And
Dummy.
Stop. Right. I like that. Deal breaker response.
we jump to deal breaker responses, and it, you know, make it so big, and before you know it, it has now, you know, exploded to something major when it started as something so small.
That's good.
And so, you know, I ask myself, okay, is this a deal breaker? And most times it's not. And if we all ask ourselves, most times it's not a deal breaker.
Right.
Oh,
Okay,
I'm
that's
listening.
good. That's good. That's 2. Give me
Ooh,
something
you're so
else.
funny.
Give me something else.
And communication. Communication. And as a wife, learning to express myself in love and making sure that I'm doing what the word says, and that is that he feel it at all times respected. And,
that's
you know, a
good.
lot of times as ladies, you know, and we don't want to hear this, but it's true.
Come on, teach.
We have a very mothering approach, and he don't want to be married to his mama.
Okay.
You
good,
know?
Good.
And, you know, and so...
No, good.
And, you know, just making sure that I'm communicating in a way that he feels uplifted, in a way that he feels, you know, treasured, and most importantly, respected.
And you have to do that even when you're angry.
Even when I'm angry. And you know, and I've learned to say, you know what, this may not come out exactly right, but and I do not mean to disrespect you, but I am frustrated. You know, because I started out that way, as opposed to, we can go sister girl.
Yeah,
And then,
that's right. Yeah. So what you're saying, though, and a lot of us have to think about, it's not good to respond when you're totally angry.
Yes.
You need to pray about it for a minute.
Pray about it. Take a
So it
step
can come
back.
out. Breathe.
Breathe. Is it a deal breaker moment? Is this it? And
Okay.
so I would say those are my top three.
Top three.
And date night.
Date night.
You said
Good.
3, but that's
okay.
I
Keep
gotta-
adding
I
on.
gotta
That's all right.
add.
Date night.
Date night.
Okay.
Date night. And date night doesn't necessarily mean you have to go somewhere. And, sometimes our date night is sitting on the couch after
Chilling out.
the kids are, asleep.
Just you
and
two
just
spending
us
that
two
time.
cuddling and maybe watching a movie. It doesn't have to be, something that you actually leave the house for.
Okay, that's good. That's good because we're living in a time where so many people are getting divorced.
Yes.
You turn around, you just celebrated them getting married, and they're gone. And the only person that's enjoying that is the enemy. The enemy is tearing up our homes, and therefore our children are uncovered, and then we're leaving out broken. And it's time out for that, especially in the church.
Yeah.
But again, there are practical lessons that you have to put in place. It's not something you just say, oh, praise God, and then go away.
No.
You have to work it out. You have to work it
in
out.
13 years of marriage, it hasn't been easy.
No.
He's my best friend and I
That's
love
right.
him, but there are times where it has been hard.
Yeah, and that's because I think a lot of us forget. I tell people all the time that marriage will either save you or make you backslide. Right? Isn't that good?
That's real good.
That's good. I mean,
real good.
my husband and I, we've been married now for 24 years because really, and it'll be 25 in a minute. Praise God. Hallelujah. But we fall in love with the idea of marriage. Oh, we're going, and it's like you're thinking about two perfect people, and that's so untrue.
Yeah.
We're both imperfect, and
Yeah.
God is going to continue to work on us until He comes to take us home.
I think he uses marriage to work on us.
That's what He does.
Can I
Because
also
really,
add-
when I go and pray on Alvin, the Lord always shows me me. And I'm like,
Always.
Lord, I know I'm not guilty this time. I know it's not my fault. But He shows. Go ahead.
And first of all, when I was listening to Tammy, I was simply listening to her and just so amazed and just so proud of her just because of, just the woman she is. I mean, a lot of people see Tammy, they see how beautiful she is on the outside, but,
The substance
she ain't no joke, man.
Yeah.
Tammy, she's got skills and she's a smart woman. And I think that, and she's fine, but what I also think that could also help is if our church leaders could really understand the importance of premarital counseling.
Oh, yes.
See, some of that kind of, we're gonna be live forever and kind of live in a picket.
fairyland.
It's like we've got to be able to have more grimier, realistic, gullier type of premarital counseling, and we need pastors that are not afraid to bust people's bubble.
That's good.
And
That's
to
good.
sit them in a room
decision is
and
too
to
important.
paint how okay you like him now,
Right.
but when he gets bald and his belly hang over his stomach, and he come in the room with them tight boxers on, and he don't look sexy no more, and you looking at him, and he in the mirror dancing, thinking he cute, Now, of course, I'm not speaking about myself. But just the realities of life, I don't think that we get a fair picture. And I'm gonna tell you who's really dope at doing that, man. Who's really ill at doing that?
Who's really dope at doing that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Who's really fantastic at doing that? Who was really fantastic at doing that
Who's that?
about painting a realistic picture was Christ himself. When you see how Christ painted, when everybody wanted to come to the faith, remember, and everybody wanted to follow him, and and Jesus finished preaching, it was, and the leader said, Jesus, I want to follow you, and Jesus looked at him and said, foxes have holes. Birds have never, but it's like, you want to follow me now because I just sold out the mountain and I just fed everybody, and it was packed and I'm a star. But tonight, I don't know where I'm sleeping.
I don't know where I'm going.
And so Christ would always paint the realistic picture
That's good.
of the cost of discipleship.
That's good.
And I think that we need to start painting the realistic picture of the cost of marriage.
That's good. That's good.
You know what I'm saying? It ain't
real
gonna
good.
always be, it ain't gonna always be, all, sexy and saucy.
No.
Sometimes it's gonna be, and when that happens, That's a realistic picture of marriage.
That's
But if
right.
we too deep and too spiritual to talk to people about some of the realistic issues,
That's true.
we got divorce in the church because people feel like the church lied to them. And we need to start painting the realistic picture. Pastor needs to let the church know that him and First Lady get it going on. But sometimes they don't get it going on.
Right.
And sometimes they fail and they mess up.
That's right.
And the young people need
That's
to see
good.
that
That's
they need to
good.
hear that.
To share the realness.
Yeah, man.
That's good. That's good. You know, one of the things that I went to 11 years after me and my husband were married, it was my first time going to a marriage conference.
Yeah.
And going to the marriage conference, I was like, you know, we got a good marriage, but we'll go. You know, our church was giving it. They begin to teach on marriage because when I got married, we didn't have marriage counseling.
Yeah.
So I'm with you, young people, and a lot of people are trying to skip over. Not only do we have it, but people don't want to listen.
They should go
And I tell
before
people,
they get engaged.
hurry up and go.
That's
Go
good.
before you
And
get
they
the
need to
ring
go
and all
for a
that.
couple of years, probably.
Yeah.
I'm serious.
Yeah.
Because I realized in that conference that I didn't have no idea what marriage was about.
That's good, man.
Because they talked about how marriage is supposed to reflect, of course, Christ and God's love for the church and all of that. But it was amazing because what I found out is I have to love my husband and his soul more than I care about my feelings.
That's good.
And I had to be honest with myself that way back in my mind somewhere, it really was, the law was, I mean, really what I was saying to myself was, as long as you treat me good, I'm going to stay.
Wow.
But if God treated us like that,
Yeah, man.
you know.
That's good honesty, though. That's
Yeah,
where
it was amazing.
It starts with that level of honesty, and it starts with the level of honesty as a parent when you can admit to your child that, you know what, Daddy didn't say that in the right spirit. You know,
Yeah,
Daddy
that's
just got the
good.
job, and I'm frustrated, and I want to apologize. It's almost like it doesn't show a sign of weakness for a mom and daddy to say that they're sorry to their
Sorry.
kids.
Ooh.
Because how would the child ever learn to say it to their spouse if you don't teach them?
That's
if you don't
good.
teach them how to apologize.
That's right.
And that's just a very
right.
important thing. And it's very important. It's very important for our leaders and marital counselors to sometimes say, "I don't know."
No.
And
Let's
I'm
pray about
counseling
it.
you, but I'm going home and me and the wife are having some problems too, because I get encouraged, not also by your healing, but I get encouraged by your scars too. You know?
That's good. That's good. That's really good. Okay. I asked Tammy from a woman's point of view. Now you, from a man's point of view, give me 3 top things. And if you have to copy off of her, that's good. That's okay. And when I mean copy, I don't mean copy, but you know, if your opinion is the same 3,
How
then
much
that's
time
fine
do we
too.
have?
I said 3.
How much time? Okay. First thing man got to learn how to do is shut up and learn how to be quiet. Because a lot of times when we learn how to be quiet, some stuff that y'all talk about, y'all are able to fix your own problems if we just sit and listen and sometimes just shut up. Really. Sometimes,
Wait a minute. Say-
sometimes,
Now wait a minute.
sometimes a man feels like he always has to interject when a woman is talking. Oh, I want you to go to this woman. And a lot of times women just want to be able to have you hear. And as they talk, a lot of stuff as they talk, it begins to kind of just pan out for them. And so, you know, we're not Jesus Jr. Just sit there and sometimes learn how to shut up.
Okay.
And as a man, I've had to learn how to shut up. And I'm learning how to shut up. I'm not there yet.
Okay.
I've also learned that for a great marriage, that my involvement with the children makes my relationship with her stronger. She says to me that one of the sexiest things for her, she said one of the sexiest things is when I grab the kids and I give them a bath or I run them to school, you know, and I'm a witness it works. I'm a witness it works. So,
That's good. That's
witness it works.
Because they're not just ours.
That's right.
They're
It's
not
both.
just ours.
That's
Yeah.
good. I agree with
And,
that.
you know, I think that the last one is, and you know, it's nothing really, you know, fresh, you know, new revelation. You know, I think that as I pursue Christ, that the more that I become like him, the more he can do in me what I can't naturally do as a husband. That I naturally do not have the power to keep a godly marriage going on in my flesh. But the more I pursue him and the weaker I become, the stronger I am in his strength to be able to fulfill all my roles as a husband.
That's good.
And so just staying weak before him.
That's awesome.
Just staying vulnerable. Oh, and one more.
Okay.
Have accountability around you.
Yes.
Have people, have men in your life that won't big up your sins. Have men that won't slap you on the back
Tell
for
you
being
what
a
you wanna
man. No,
hear.
that's what men do. No, have men in your corner that will hold you accountable for the wrong, and they'll tell you behind to go home.
That's
They'll
good.
tell you to go home.
Awesome. Awesome answer. Awesome. Now we're gonna send y'all home or on a date night. We're gonna. that was great. Great. Well, I wish you more and more years of great success. I pray that your marriage get better
I'll
and
keep
better.
'em.
You'll keep them.
I'll keep
You'll keep them. All right. Take care of them. All right.
Thank you for having us.
I love you guys. Let's give it up for Tammy and Kirk. And let's welcome one more time Joy Hill, Everything to Me.